and Antique Roadshow. They were quiet. Quiet, listen. Antique Roadshow.
Baby?
You ever watch Antiques Roadshow?
Ambient noise in the background. You ever know?
Oh, you never watch it?
Antique Roadshow?
There's never any music, so after they say, it's worth $10 million, and then it'll go ding, and then it'll be 10 seconds of...
You just hear the noise in the background, people talking and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So next time you're on PBS and you see Antiques Roadshow, just pay attention to that.
Okay.
Remember what I just said.
And then you're going to be like, oh. I thought that was so stupid when you said it. But now I understand.
Yeah, other shows, they'd say, it's worth $10,000. We'll be right back. But on Antiques Roadshow, they go, it's worth $1 million. Ding. It'll say $1 million. And then it'll cut to the next segment. Yeah.
Meet the Pressers with Matt Mallory and Klint Necro. Brought to you by Public Safety and Education and the Trigger Pressers Union.
Meet the Pressers is brought to you by Mantis. Mantis X helps shooters suck less. Next Level Training, makers of CERT training products. Henry Repeating Arms, made in America or not made at all. XS Sights, fast sights in any light. Meet the Pressers is also brought to you by these fine companies, shows, organizations, and our Patreon members. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody, to Meet the Pressers. This is Klint Macro and my esteemed colleague, Matthew Mallory, and we are at the 2025 NRA annual meeting in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Voices of the Second Amendment area. This is an inaugural thing that the NRA is doing, and we're very honored to be part of the first time, right? First timers. So we have a guest here who's very special that's been on our show before, but Matt is going to do a proper introduction.
We got Dianna Muller. Dianna is in the industry everywhere, knows everybody, well connected, has her hands in many different organizations, many different things going on. You want to know anything about competition shooting, she's the one for sure. Yeah, retired law enforcement, so that's right. How you been?
Good. Fantastic. Always good to be here at our family reunion.
Right? It is like a family reunion.
I hashtag family reunion. This really feels like a family reunion to me, more so than SHOT Show even.
Yeah,
so
busy buzz there. Yeah,
it's
here
good.
It's a little bit more lower key.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good to see everybody.
For sure. So what's new? What's new with Dianna Muller and all your organizations?
Well, for your audience who doesn't know me, I'm a retired police officer. I retired early because my hobby was taking up so much of my time, my hobby of shooting 3-gun. So I'm one of the fortunate ones that was able to make a second career out of a hobby. And I still do that to this day, getting ready to go to the Czech Republic for the PCC World Championship.
Czech Republic.
That I'm very excited about that, taking the Danielle Defense New PCC there. And then I started Women for Gun Rights. So it used to be called the DC Project. And when in 2019, when we saw Virginia fall to an all anti-2A from the governor on down, and 98% of their counties declared themselves sanctuaries.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when I realized that we needed to become a full-fledged organization and do what we were doing at the federal level, at the state level. So now we have, mostly 50. Not all, but we try to maintain 50 state directors. And really, we have found our niche in being a counter-visual and counter-voice to Moms Demand Action. If you're not familiar with them, they're a Bloomberg-funded group that gets about 60, 80, who knows how much. That was the $60 million number was many, many years ago. So I'm sure they get more now to use the women's voice to call for more gun control. They're very bullish, demanding, obviously, and we really are the counter-visual and counter-voice to that. And there's nobody in this space that's really tackling them.
Yeah.
So I think we're a really good counterpart, supplementing the legacy organizations to really hyper-focus on that, using the women's voice to say, hey, no, we believe in the Constitution, we believe that we can protect ourselves, and we don't want to infringe on the Second Amendment.
Yeah, I've had the honor to work with a lot of your state directors to other things, a lot of instructor development, a lot of classes and stuff, and you've got a really strong team. One thing I did have a question about, though, that was something that was I was curious about, is how did the brand change go? Like, what were some of the big problems you had, or were there like big moments where, like, yeah, we made the right choice here by changing the brand?
It was a painful decision, because once you get 5 years under your belt, 6 years under your belt of a brand name that I never really cared for, because I didn't expect to start an organization, but we needed a name for what we were doing, and that was at the time one woman from every state going to Washington D.C. to meet their legislators as gun owners. It was the D.C. Project. Well, when we went to the state level, it really didn't make any sense. So DC Project in Virginia was weird. So yeah, it was one of those painful decisions that you make, and we've written it out. And I think that people are getting used to the new name, and I can actually say Women for Gun Rights about 90% of the time without starting out with DC. The other one. I won't even reinforce it in my brain.
Oh, so I just poisoned the well by bringing it up.
So it's funny because under my monitor at my house where I do the show, when we usually do the Zoom session, I've got like the project and then Women for Guns, because I'm like, every time I do it, I want to look down and go, okay, that's the new name.
Yeah.
And then there's other ones too. There's other organizations.
Well, I think it was a great move, because I would mention DC Project and people are like, what's that? But Women for Gun Rights pretty much says what it is.
Yeah.
There's no mistaking what it is.
Well, and coming into NRA this year, we had some really big news with we've been an all-volunteer organization all this time, and now we are taking the first step to hire a director of strategic communications, Miss Alexis Wilkins. And we're very excited about her. She's not only a country music singer, but she's very politically minded. She's worked with PragerU. She has worked on Capitol Hill. So she's a great asset, and we're really excited to welcome her to Women for Gun Rights.
That's cool. That's great. That's awesome. Have you the old name DC Project? Is that like the website still link over in case somebody finds it? That's smart. So keep that connection for
and the teal color is the same, and even the Capitol building kind of logo is
Those two we kept. Those were really good. Teal for 2A is what we hashtag to counter that red visual. We want a sea of teal out there to create the visual that they are so good at. The left, the antis, they are so good at creating visual and making it look like everybody is on their team, and they're bigger than they really are. So I think a lot of them are misinformed and misled. They have a heart. They might have a heart in the right spot. They just don't know what they don't know. And until we go and have conversations with them, I can't expect them to know. So that's why I think it's important for Women to Gun Rights to grow our base, grow our membership, grow our financial support, so we can really put them on their heels and communicate with those soccer moms, those people that are in the middle of the road, even gun owners that think they're pro 2A, but they think that common sense gun control
you said it right there. They think they're 2A, but
yes. So we have a lot of talking and educating to do within our borders, within our own industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's one of the things we're really proud of is on our website, womenforgunrights.org, we have a one-page talking point that you can download. So if you're going to do an interview, if you're going to go to the Thanksgiving table, it's a cheat sheet. You can just refresh it, get the bullet points. And remember, if it's so important for our audience, our community to be able to talk to their friends, their families, their communities about why they believe what they believe. It's like witnessing for Christ. If you're a Christian and you don't spend any time with Christ, you don't pray, you don't read, you don't surround yourself with other people, you don't really immerse yourself, you can't talk to people about Christ. You can't witness. Well, it's the same thing about America. It's the same thing about the Second Amendment. If you don't know these talking points, and if you don't understand why you believe what you think you believe, then you can't witness for it.
Well, I think that's great that you supply that. So many of the people I've worked with that want to talk to people about it, they don't want to riff and then maybe say the wrong thing and make it worse, and having that cheat sheet to give them confidence. Yeah. Confidence in what to say.
Yeah. And it's always there, so you can just download it if
awesome.
And it's consistent.
Yeah.
Actually, I was going to ask you if there's any tidbits or any information that you could give, and then you just did it. Right? You're like, we got.
I read your mind.
You absolutely did. And also, you guys, we've been a supporter of your organization for a while. We put up on the website the link to your guys' site, so that's been up there, and I'm pretty sure I changed the logo to the new one a while ago.
Thank you.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
so definitely hit meetthepressers.com and you can link over, or they can go to
womenforgunrights.org. And it's free to sign up, but we really encourage you to. There's a individual and family membership that we just put live, so you could donate, recurring every year, and really kind of get into that vein. That would be very helpful. Or buy a T-shirt. We have a shop. All that stuff helps.
Yeah, one of the other things Women for Gun Rights has done is they've supported National Train-a-Teacher Day for the last several years. And you guys are still doing that, and we greatly appreciate your support and helping spread the word.
It's such a great program, and we're happy to participate in it because, those teachers are the front lines to protecting our kids and indoctrinating our kids. Yeah. So if they know that there's an alternative to what they're being fed, that's only going to help our next generations.
Absolutely. Awesome. Always great having you on.
Oh, we're done.
We don't have
I think he's giving me the pickles. Jerry Mitchellek, one time we were over at his camper, and he goes, "Can I offer you a pickle on the way out?" And we were looking, Ryan and I looked at each other. I think we just got asked to leave.
On the way out.
So that's our big deal now. We're always funny. Is it time for the pickles?
That's funny.
Give me the pickles. Yeah. I'm not going to touch that one.
Well, no.
It was actual pickles.
You're sick. You got a cold. You don't want to touch that.
Oh, yeah, right.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for what you do.
Thanks.
Actually, I felt like I was missing something. Yeah. You're going to have to edit this a little bit.
What?
Okay.
How's Ryan?
Oh.
Recovery
keep rolling?
coming back? Yeah. It's work for him. It's okay. It'll work.
Yeah. So Ryan's recovery is slowly but surely. We are very thankful. He's here on the floor, walking around. This time last year was his first real outing.
Yeah, he was in the little push
He was
thing
in the
with
scooter.
One knee thing, right?
Yeah, he was in the scooter. He was in the scooter. It was a full-blown scooter.
Okay.
And this year he's had a rough trip, when he sits on a plane and stuff like that. So my husband broke his back and he was paralyzed for a brief moment, and he's still not 100%. But we're very excited and thankful. I've had so many people come up to me that I do not know and say, "We were praying for your husband," and I was like, "Thank you," because I hear that all over the place, and I know that those prayers work. So continue to pray for him. He is doing amazing, but we've still got a long way to go. A lot of nerve pain, and things are still wonky. And walking, we haven't gone to jogging yet. Yeah.
I jogged yesterday. I'm sore.
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you for coming on the show, and we appreciate all the work that you do.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Hey, check him out. Give him your support. Hey everybody, Matt Mallory here with Meet the Pressers. We're at the NRA Annual Meetings and Exhibits 2025. We're here with Tactical, Brian Wilson. We're going to talk about some awesome products they have going on. How you been?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. So, what do we got?
So, holsters. We've been busy this year. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We've been really busy. So we, I want to bring this up.
Okay.
Everybody who really knows Tactical knows that we came up with a method where we could remove the screws, pull the clip off, and take your.
It's really a clip, not a magazine.
Yeah, right. IWB clip. So, but it's a great way where you could take your nice inside the waist carry holster, add that attachment to it, and now you've got a really good OWB,
Yeah, that's cool.
Works good. So,
and my thought too, when you were mentioning that to me, is if you have inside the waistband for nicer weather where you don't have as much outside clothing on, but like in New York where I'm at, and Klint gets a little bit of snow up, in PA. Then you can take it to the outside with a coat or something in winter.
Sure.
And it's in the same spot, which
exactly.
We teach consistency in the classes, have it in the same location so that you're getting that draw down the same. So that's genius to be able to do that.
And it's great. Super comfortable. And what I found is I'll have this on and I can't tell you how many shows I start to leave and I forget I have my handgun on. And then you're like, So then the scenario comes up, I'm in the car. My wife asked me, "Hey, drop this off at the post office." Carrying my gun.
I can't even carry it in a post office.
Yeah, well, none of us.
Even that shiny badge.
So the next thing people are asking me is, "Hey, I gotta take this off my belt. Got to take it off my belt."
Yep.
So we got to make better sense of this.
Yeah, because you unstrap the belt and then pull it off the belt.
And you're in the car.
Yeah, and then it fumbles, you drop it,
So,
etc.
I'm gonna show clear, and we've already been checked by all of our NRA instructor guys.
Awesome.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. So you're in your car, you're all locked in, and now you're at the post office. So with this new piece we came up with,
Crazy. And like I
actually
teach, drop it right in your safe. Go into the post office. You come back out, guns loaded and ready to go.
Exactly.
Nice.
And it's our new system. It's our new toolless qualifier strap.
That's crazy. And
Yeah.
then you got a larger one that can handle, right?
Yeah.
It's got 3 points of contact to keep that in there.
Absolutely.
Nice and tight, so it's not going to come out if you're running or getting shaken upside down by Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah. And it's still built out of that same material that you just can't break it. And we do give that lifetime warranty. Anything happens, but it's
very cool.
And you know what? When I designed this strap, I just didn't design it for this IWB clip. I designed it for all the IWB clips.
Wow.
So you can use it with a DCC clip. You can use it with probably any of the clips that are out there. There may be some variations. This is our prototype. So once we get a little more information, we'll get it into the injection molders and off we go.
Ingenuity. I love it. So
it's pretty simple.
And for those of you who've taken class with me, you know that I'm rocking the Tactical holster with my mag pouch side carry. So check them out. Give them your business. Make sure you get into the giveaways. In August, we got a giveaway. They're going to be in that giveaway as well in August. So.
And I know we got some classes here today at the NRA, and we're going to be doing a big giveaway. I think Janet hooked the boys up here with quite a few trigger guards, some mag pouches. So I know that they're going to be giving them away. So thanks, guys.
No problem.
As usual.
Check them out. Give them your business.
Thank you, sir.
We have Danielle Dupree and this other guy, and Kevin Dixie, who's been on the show many times. KD here from No Other Choice Firearms. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing, man? Likewise, man. It's good to see you.
So give us the rundown on everything with No Other Choice and what you got going on with classes and what's on the horizon and the range and the everything. You got so much going on.
Yeah, it's try to stay busy and productive, right? I don't mind, it's Devil's Workshop. Man, I don't think I've been on with you guys or we talked about it a lot, but I've moved to Atlanta now.
Yep.
I moved to the Atlanta area. Part of that move was actually establishing a Greenwood Project, and the Greenwood Project, just a real short summary for the audience. I know you guys know a little bit more about it. Short summary for the audience is that we do outreach work. I've been doing it for a quarter century, and now I've started to work and expand with other organizations, one of them being Kids to Kings with Walk to Talk America. And we wanted to have a space to where we can actually get individuals, especially young kids, but not just the young kids, but a hyper focus on them, but also young adults and their families, right? It could be mom, it could be grandpa. And we wanted to give them a place to actually come enrich their lives, right? And in enrichment, we mean enrichment skills. So if we're telling people, hey, get outside and, get back one with nature, well, how are they going to do that? Where are they going to go, right? And who's going to teach them, right? So we wanted to have a place that people could come and they could actually get human enrichment skills. So with the Greenwood Project, we're doing reading, writing, financial literacy. We are doing de-escalation tactics, right? The best way to keep young men out of trouble is to teach them how to control themselves.
Absolutely.
Right? We have that level of emotional intelligence is kicked up. We have attorneys coming in to speak to the kids about those paths. We're actually working with great firearms companies now for the children and the young adults can even understand that there are pathways in this business as professionals, right? Me even trying to be the example, which is why everybody teases me about the suits, but this is actually an example to the young men about how we carry ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
How we elevate ourselves, how we do that, right? And how we present. So
dress for success.
Oh, absolutely. And they watch me interact and they watch me talk to other executives and friends, right? To see like, oh, we thought you were just, they're with me all the time, but they're like, oh, so you dress like that,
Well, I've seen you like in just a t-shirt and regular attire, and you still always carry yourself very professionally. But it is interesting when you put the suit on. It's like that Bugs Bunny episode when they change hats and it changes their behavior. It's definitely a thing. In the Masons Lodge in Pennsylvania, you always have to put on a suit to go to lodge, and I definitely carry myself differently when we have the suit on. I think that's definitely a thing people need to consider.
Yeah, man, it's a feeling.
I always tried to dress for success. I always said that anybody that I was going to interview or talk to back when I was younger and growing up as a young adult, I'd always wear like a suit if I was going to go to talk to somebody who's a doctor or an attorney or whatever. Always dress at least at their level or a little bit better if you can. Yeah. I wear a polo shirt going out doing tech stuff, and people are like, "Why are you wearing a polo shirt? You wear a t-shirt." I'm like, well, I'm going into doctor's offices. I don't want to be wearing a t-shirt. So professional,
right?
Look professional. Exude professionalism.
Yeah, I kind of figured you were more a silk blouse type.
He looks like it.
Or a Seinfeld puffy shirt.
Now that's a great looking shirt. Aye, Captain.
You're lucky I didn't bring my taser.
And outside of that, man, obviously we're still doing, obviously, as we all share a passion for firearms, right?
Yeah.
So still doing firearms training, and part of that, I'm blessed enough to travel the country. I'll be, we're in what I like to call training season, right? Training season is starting, so I'll be traveling the country, doing some teaching, obviously doing a lot of teaching in Atlanta, and having fun with that, just doing the best. My philosophy about education of individuals is we're trying to arm good Americans and good individuals to defend themselves against evil situations, right? And how to do that and how to be better at that. And I have a philosophy. There's two places I don't want you to go: the grave or prison. I don't want you going either one of those boxes, right? So there's a balance that we do. And now I will tell you guys, it's kind of a blessing. I mean, you live this life because you already have it because you're lucky, I guess. But to now be able to have, from a training perspective, take the community outreach program, and we have 40 acres there, and I'm actually able to dedicate some of that for guns, right? So we actually, I have my own training bay, and I was kind of happy. My first bay is 100 yards square. I was like, this is awesome, right?
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
Pretty cool, right? So be able to provide training out there, keep it at a fair cost for the local community. And part of that, speaking of the local community, was making sure that I did my part to make sure two things were happening. One, we're expanding the quality instructor base, right? And we are then pouring back into people that really need the knowledge and information to then go out and share that information and make better armed citizens. And so with that, those armed citizens, we understand that it's been a push for years, and I think everybody sitting here has done their part to help the female demographic understand that they are respected here, they have a place here, we want them here, we need them here, right? We don't survive without them, like they're very important. And so I thought one of the things that I could do in that, because I'm not trying to, that's not my lane, but I want to help it because I am part of this culture in this country. But I was like, hey, you know what we could do? I got a good friend. She moved to Atlanta as well, and she is already had her own brand, her own business, Defensive Unicorns. I'm like, hey, well, what if I also took time to pour into her what I know and just tricks of the trade, and then allow her to be the rock star that goes out and then also helps expand that knowledge base to the demographic. So that's, who are you again?
Benny.
Oh,
what a masterful transition that was.
Yeah,
you like that?
Yeah, it was.
I was just going to say, so how did you get hooked up with this hoopum? But
So he done gave it to you.
Yeah,
right?
he did. He did it very eloquently.
Gave you the spill, yeah.
He ended it off. So give us a little background and where you come from, your training, all that stuff, what you brought you into the firearms industry.
Okay, so I started out, I went through a domestic violence situation with my ex-husband. And at the time, I just felt like when I went through everything I went through with that, I didn't have anyone, I guess, who was talking about basically keeping me safe, right, or helping me keep myself safe, except for obviously police and protective order. But a lot of times when I would call, I would be waiting for hours and hours for them to come, and I'm like, my life could be taken at any time while I'm waiting. So it just basically made me interested in finding other ways to be able to protect myself and protect my kids. So from there, I just started looking up things like hand-to-hand, and I realized I don't want to be that close to somebody, especially that I'm already attached to, right, and that can overpower me. So then I started looking into other things and wound up finding firearms. And from there, I started to train with someone, and that was good, but I felt like it was more of a aggressive approach. So I started to just do training by myself by just going to the range, and then I realized a lot of women that were there, especially in relationships, they were asking me for advice, and they're like, hey, how did you end up doing this and doing that? And then I wound up being on a podcast. And after I done that, he actually was just talking about different things about what I wanted to do, and it made me open up my mind to be like, actually, I might do an instructor. At the time, I wasn't, but then I felt like it was such a need for it that I decided I was going to do it. So I started Defensive Unicorns, and from there in Philadelphia, and then I moved here about 4 years now, and I had a hard time transitioning. So that's when I knew KD, so I wound up talking to him. And
Less Unicorns in Atlanta.
Less Unicorns in Atlanta. What kind of joke was that?
Where's the name come
That's a great album.
That's a
title.
great album. Where's the name
Unicorns
come
in
from?
Atlanta. Yeah.
You had me at Unicorn. Where's
Defensive Unicorns actually came from somebody always said like you're a unicorn, right? Like you just unique, and how everyone looks at unicorns and they sort of see it as like this beautiful
Mythical
creature, right?
creature, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
But at the same time, you got that big horn, right? And they can sort of be defensive and they can protect themselves. So it just became like a good symbol to me for women of you can still be beautiful, you can still be unique in your own way, and you can also protect yourself and protect your family.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's neat how that transpired.
Yeah. Thank
Well, I got to figure if you're attached to his brand, you do damn well.
Yeah.
So I look forward to doing some work with you in the future.
Yeah,
It's kind of interesting. You said how you thought some of the training you received was a little more aggressive.
Yeah. So I just feel like a lot of people think, especially when you're a domestic violence survivor, that when you first come out, the best thing to sort of get you to where you need to be is by using your attacker, right? To sort of be like, oh, your ex is attacking you, and but when you're in that stage of just sort of getting through the trauma, that's more traumatic. So I felt like it was really aggressive to be like, now you got to stab them, and now you got to shoot them, and now you got to do this. And I just felt like that wasn't the way I wanted to learn. So I sort of just wanted to focus on the fundamentals, right? And just focus on that part and then get to actually if it's his life or my life, or, you know, if there's a situation like that where, but I wanted to actually learn everything about it first, the laws, the fundamentals. I wanted to learn that
Get a full
and then,
picture.
yeah, and then get into that part,
Yeah, there's something new that I've been saying as of late is if you overreact, you're going to jail. If you underreact, you're going to the grave. There's this gray area in between that we got to kind of operate in, and we got to kind of play fair, even though the bad guys don't play fair. Yeah, so that's it's interesting, like you were saying, as far as the aggression and how that was coming off. You got to be aggressive at the right time, but it sounded like the way you had said, just like over aggressive, excessive force, if you will, in some sense.
Yeah, you have to, especially dealing with somebody that has trauma, you have to be able to see where their level is and sort of meet them there and sort of go from there, because if you push somebody too early, you never know what that's going to turn out to look like.
Well, kudos to you for going down that path and actually seeing it through. So many people that I've worked with, they've been battered or they've been abused or they've been in a situation and they just don't take that next step. And I think the fact that they're able to survive that situation and live is more it's luck at that point. And so to take on that responsibility yourself and even get some training and say, you know what, this isn't right for me, and continue to look, that's fantastic.
Thank you. Yep, and now I'm trying to do it for other women. Speaking of events, we have a women empowerment event on May 17th, and we'll have women come out and learn about non-lethal options as well as firearm training and situational awareness and all types of stuff. So.
Did you see how she transitioned that? That was masterfully done.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Man, that was
absolutely.
good.
It was kicking out of money.
That was good. That was good.
Thank you.
Very cool.
And I think the big thing for I would say this to not saying that there aren't already several extremely high-level performers that are females with firearms and education and things like that, because they obviously exist, right? We know they're out there, but they are a few in number, right? If you look at the grand scheme of things, it's a male-dominated industry. So if I can give anybody advice, right? No matter how good you are, we all know we got more to learn. We could always learn more, right? For sure. But also, I'll also say I'm pretty damn good. And at the same time, I'm so damn good, I know that I don't know anything, right? So it's always this continuous evolution of trying to get to know more. And that's what makes us good. And I think that if we, for not all men, I don't want to make all guys seem bad, because we're not, but I think that there is an opportunity that we now have to say, hey, you know what? You're a phenomenal customer service guy, and you provide great training. And I'm saying it about you because I've watched you, right? And maybe you didn't do anything wrong. Maybe actually you're doing everything the best way you can, but because that that woman went through that experience, you're just not trusting, right? Same thing for you. Same thing for myself, right? Because I remember when she first told me about, her story, and she was like, because the guy was really aggressive in training, and I'm thinking like that, and I kind of internalized, like, I'm not aggressive with any student, right? There will be times, we get into some safety concerns, obviously, and stuff like that, but I'm pretty, I don't consider myself aggressive, but I was thinking about that, I'm like, wow. But I wonder if the way that I just naturally talk and present myself in my face is too aggressive, right? Even though I believe I'm totally relaxed. And so that's when I realized, like, guys, we believe in the service we provide and how we treat people, and we believe that we treat people well. You might not be the problem, but you might be the problem just because you are you, right? And so I think that we can take an opportunity with that. And if you can, for anybody out there, and it's not like they need a pat on the back. I mean, this woman works hard. But sometimes if you already have a brand or an outlet or a platform or whatever you have, if you have a resource, then maybe, try to find a woman that's really after it. Like, I'm not trying to say pick up some bum off the street and because she's a woman, you got to give her free stuff and she just gets to come along and tag along and do no work. But I mean, no, like a woman that really wants to get out there and has a mission and has a vision, but just needs some help. And maybe, it's about time we really start sharing that and amplifying them, the ones that want to work, right? Because we understand this, you don't just sit around and have students show up. You got to work. Yeah, absolutely. Right? This is a job, and I think if we take that opportunity to find a woman, if you can empower her to go out to empower her community, then do so. Because I would much rather see, I'm just going to make up the name Susan. I would much rather see Susan be alive because she trusted Danielle with training versus her not be alive because she was intimidated by Kevin. So let's give Susan an option, right? And then we can go from there. So my long story short, if there is someone out there that really needs help, that really needs assistance, that you see as a hard worker, that maybe just needs some direction, I guess maybe you're pretty good or you got resources or you got connections, and maybe we take this opportunity to start empowering women with those resources and then saying, okay, just like everybody else now, work hard, bust your ass, and help some Americans. Get out there and do it.
Love it. Well said.
Well said. Yeah, masterfully said.
For sure. So how do people check you guys out, learn more about everything you have going on, website address, social media, that kind of thing?
You want me to go first? Okay, so obviously the event I just talked about on May 17th. You can find all the information on Instagram at defensive_unicorns. It's also on my website, but once you go to my Instagram, everything will pop up. So you'll get all the details, and if you do DM me, you will get me. So I will actually respond to you and answer your questions.
And you can find everything about No Other Choice at nootherchoice.com. Check us out for swag, all the needs that you need, all the things that complement your pew-pew things. We have those over there for you. You can also see our complete training schedule. If you want to know more about the Greenwood Project, please go over to givesandgo.com/Greenwood, and everything about that project will come up. You get to read the vision and see what we're all about. And if you want to know more about the social medias, please follow me on all the platforms at @TheReal_NOC, including YouTube, which we're putting more effort into. And I hope to see you guys. Please interact. I know my face says I don't like to talk to people, but I'm telling you, I'm a really nice person if people actually just speak to me.
His heart says
so please interact with me. I look forward to interacting with all you guys, and I hope to catch you on the platforms.
Check him out. Give him your support and your business. There's lots of sponsors that make this show possible, like Mantis, Next Level Training, like Henry, like
XS Sites.
Check them out and give them your business.
Meet the Pressers is brought to you by Mantis. Mantis X helps shooters suck less. Next Level Training. Makers of CERT training products. Henry Repeating Arms. Made in America or not made at all. XS Sites. Fast sights in any light. Meet the Pressers is also brought to you by these fine companies, shows, organizations, and our Patreon members. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the show.
Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and click that little bell thingy so you know when the next episode's coming out. Support us on Patreon. Come to one of our classes. Host us to come to you and do one of our classes at your location.
And until next time,
adieu.
Thank you for watching Meet the Pressers.